Reforger Satmap generation. You go to this GitHub page linked in the description, download the zip, unzip it to your preferred folder. I have mine zipped on my D drive, and then I moved it over here. That's what I had earlier, but I moved the thing here, and this is what you'll get once you have everything set. Now, one of the first things you'll want to do is make sure you have your file path set correct. It's going to have its own things set. I mean, if you follow the instructions on the GitHub page, it's pretty straightforward for installation. I ended up getting my Python from somewhere else, but use what works for you. Try these instructions first and ask ChatGPT if those instructions don't work for your operating system for whatever reason. So one of the things I had to do first, without messing with direct, because there is a way to do it without, like in your command prompt, I just don't remember how to do it. But when you edit this in Notepad, you'll basically want to set it to where you have it located, right? Which is where I have mine here and not my C drive or E or wherever the original thing was set. And then, so you want to have that file path set there, and then I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to open the Reforger Tools. Which this is a huge work in progress map. Excuse the... It's not pretty right now. If you wonder those boxes, that's the diag menu. There's a whole documentation page about that on Bohemia Interactive. But anyway, it's not very much done, and it doesn't look pretty yet because there is a lot of tweaking you'll need to do to make it look really good. But at least I have the airport where from a distance I can kind of see what's what. I don't have a lot of textures painted in right now, but basically how I did it was I want to make sure I have my current tool open, which I had on another window. So I have other things added, which there's going to be a default thing in the Python file, which is here. Your Python file list, this list will need to match every name you have in here. All that's going to have to match, and then you'll have to click export, which I already did, and then that'll export everything to, wrong folder, to the mask export. So now you have all of these, and that's what you're gonna need to name all these to, like I accidentally showed you, to these. These are textures I used. I'll put a link in the description for the little texture maker I use. It's not the greatest, but it works for now for debug. And then you have to make sure every name matches exactly as you have it in this folder. And they have to match exactly as they're called in here. If you don't, it's going to get a bug. But I'll just close that out, minimize this, and then we'll go how to actually do it. Now that you have everything set up right, oh wait, there's one more thing I want to show you. But when you have everything set up right, so I changed some of these values to a different color. I changed my base folder in here as well. Instead of, there was something else besides RGB originally, and then it was like JPEG originally in here. I had to change that to PNG. I had to make a couple changes in here. You'll have to play around with it to see like what values works best for how you have your things set up. This is how it's set up for me on Windows 11, and whatever settings I have that made it like that work like that for me. But by default, when I download it, that said JPEG, and that's not what you want. You want PNG. I think you do, at least. If it works for you on JPEG, great. If not, but that's what I had to do. And then I had to make sure everything was named in order. You know, I have a couple different surface textures I've made, or other people in my group have made. And then I don't have anything included that's not in there. Haven't really messed around with that, but it's best just keep only what you have included in your little brush area on your current tool. Like I only have what I dragged in here from my resource browser in there. And that's all that's on that Python list as well. But then when you're done doing that, you can save it, close it, and then you just click on this to run it, and it's going to take a little while. And then when it's done running, it'll give you like a press any key to finish, and then you'll have your image in here in this folder. It'll like say satellite. Give that a minute. Okay, now we're back, and press any key to continue. It's done, and then you'll see in whatever folder path you designated to set it all up, you'll have your satellite image, which this looks like trash because that's all I really have right now done on my map. But it works, and then you'll just go into your manage, import Satmap, and then that's that right there. I really wish I didn't do that. But so yeah, one thing I actually do want to show you this. You'll want to make sure when you import it, it'll look a little dark and weird in the distance, kind of when I do that. But then when you save it, it'll do this. It's already done it for me because I've already saved it, but I'll just reopen the world and you'll see what I mean. Now when you reload it, it won't be as dark in the back because there'll be a really long thing like a progress bar up here that'll save all the textures and for the surface textures and stuff. This isn't really the best texture I'm using for my dirt, but it works for now, so I can at least see what I'm doing from a distance. Definitely have a lot more work to do on that. But that's it.